All right. Hello, everybody. I just realized I didn't mute myself over here. Should probably do that. I don't want to rehear myself. There we go. Now I don't have to hear myself again. Hello, I am Frost. Welcome to Frost Written, and I'm going to be working on the lore for Legend Seeker, the RPG that Erudi is making. You can find us over on the Discord. Michaela, I think, put all of the link there already. Yep, right there. So go over there, support it, help us bring this amazing product to you. I'm currently working on a little bit on the map, so I give myself a reference point for one of the backstories I'm writing right now. I'm creating an interstitial place to put some things. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then I'm going to get back to writing. So you get to see me up in the corner making some little notes here. All right, I'm just making this wood a little more dense. We want lots of trees. Lots of happy trees in here. Super dense forest. We're just going to dense it up. All right, fill in some of these little spots around here. There we go. All right, and it's going to leave this up here for the hills. So we're going to go find our hills. Now, I wish I remembered. Is it these hills? No, I think it was these little guys I was using. It doesn't really matter. We're going to get a real artist to work on these hills at some point. So, is that the same hills? I think that's the same hills. We'll get a real artist to do this at some point. Here we go. Now, I don't want these to be too dense. Spread them out a little bit here. Because these hills are going to lead up into the woods. Because this edge comes right up against these hills, and these hills are the separate piece over here because they have a totally different story, and there's a gap between them where things can go through and people can go through. But there's a lot of hills between these areas. Bringing the spur of the hills down. Boop. All right. And we're going to put the last ones here because they connect down into here. All right, so that's a really, really hilly land, and we're doing the same thing, but we're doing this up here. We have hills in this area, and the little baby hills with it. All right. It gives us where the whitewood is next to the caustic strand and the other villages. Now, I have to delete a couple things here because I don't want this to be too close. It's going to be a little ways away. And then, let's see, where am I going to do this at? I guess what we're going to do here is we're going to put it in this area over here. So I think I'm going to move those. I'm going to make this even less hilly. I'm going to make those stand out more. I don't know if I have an icon for the thing I'm looking for here. Let's see if we do. I think we do. Yes, we do. We do. All right. Now I got to find something that's not too crazy. Pumpkin patches. All right. That's what we need. It's not what we need. All right. These need to be small. But this is going to be. Oh, is that the same? Oh, it doesn't have a variant. Well, that's unfortunate. I'll just work a couple of these together here. I'm just trying to get the impression of the stuff. Can I rotate this thing? Nope. All right, we're going to bring in this guy. Now, I wonder, do these ones have variants? Nope. They're just literally a piece. Ah, that's too bad. Yeah, these ones don't have placement variety like the trees do. Ah, that's too bad. Well, we're just gonna hobnob some of these things together just because I want to put something down quickly. I don't care how they look a whole lot yet, because this area up here is supposed to be just lots of fields, because this is where the caustic strand has a lot of its farms. And we'll just get these kind of smashed together. And then we're going to cover up a couple of those edges so they look a little less crazy. All right, it's gonna look stupid, but whatever. We got it. We got the basic idea. Because the village is going to be over there, and it's right on the edge, and that's when they ran away from it. Okay, good. Good enough. That's what we do. Whoops, I don't want to do that. I want to save this. How's everybody doing, by the way? Oop, just got a message. All right, just responding to a message there quickly. So I'm working on a few different things. I'm working on the iconic characters, the legendary characters we have here, but also placing a few other things in the world, in addition to a couple of things that Erudi wrote up in the lore. So we're going to go over this a little bit. I'm not going to give all the cool little secrets away, but if you have not joined and don't have access to the Legend Seeker stuff on Discord, you really should. There's some really cool lore that has been getting put up there, and you get a peek at it. And one of the things that I'm placing today, I'm going to go over here and click on something so I make sure that I get to it right, is an unpleasant place. And the reason I have the whitewood here is there is, up in this area up here, you can see there's this big X here. These are usually for fortresses and keeps. This one, horrible, horrible things happened in this place. Horrible things. You just trying to make it through your last day? Last day, Michaela. What? You'll have to explain that. That either sounds ominous or amazing or scary or all the above. So, I'm going to go through here quickly because I want to find something. So... alright, so this is where the Lost Kingdom was up here, but there's a specific place here. Alright, yep, I'll have to check with Erudi about that, but I may end up changing one thing because I found a good spot for it here. I could move it though. I can easily move it down here. There was a happy little creature, not a happy little creature, a horrifying creature that is called. His name is Savael the Eternal. He is he's a vampire lord. He is a very bad creature. And you'll be able to read all about him. Like I said, if you go on Discord and you get a membership, you can go into there and read all the lore that's there. This one, yeah. There's a Lost Kingdom up here. There's a place where some horrible things happened. The horrible thing may end up getting moved down here. We'll see. It might move around a little bit. But it unleashed a lot of evil. It's pretty scary stuff, but you should definitely go take a peek at it. Oh, Michaela, I am really sorry to hear that. That's horrible. Gah. You gotta hate people. And having to go through the last day? Ugh. That's just... ugh. Sorry. I'm a grumpy person now. Grumpy! Damn it. Well, thank you for coming through and doing this, despite all that. Ugh. You've had 2 weeks to fester. Oh, well, I am sorry. Copper 96. What is this? What is this? This is me, Frost, working on the lore for Legend Seeker, an RPG, a tabletop RPG that Erudi is working on. And if you go to the Discord link that's above, you can go join the Discord and see. You can see. All right. Gotta make sure that I set this. I gotta check something really quickly. I want to make sure that I did not set something up goofily here. Just making sure. Because now everybody's got to be paranoid. Everybody's got to be paranoid. Alright, we got Frost written. We got Frost written. We got stuff on the Kick channel. Yeah, okay, we're good. There we go. Alright, I think I have everything set up and I'm streaming to the right places. I was worried for a moment there. But, so, yes, working on lore for the world of Legend Seeker. So I'm live writing a bunch of stuff for it. Today I'm working on some legendary characters and a little bit of stuff I'm working on the map up in the corner there. The map that we're kind of working from. The little map box. Yes, Erudi is writing his own tabletop RPG system. And I am working on the lore for the world, their specific game world right now. So... and if you go to the Discord above, like I said, you can, if you become a member, you can get access to, you sign an NDA and you have access to all the lore, all the information, everything that's been dropped so far. And it helps support the project as it's going forward. All right, so there's the Whitewood. Yeah, well, we'll see. I may move this thing down here. Can I grab this guy? Can I copy that? Let's see. If I do that, can I make another one? No, I can't. Can't I? I thought I could duplicate this thing. Thought there was a button. There is a button to duplicate. Ha-ha! Alright, I'm going to drag this down here because if this works out, this will be sitting here. Now, I can't remember if I can move that up. Yeah, we'll just move it in front of everything. Because that will be there. Now, can I change the size of that little guy? I think I can. I'm not going to worry about it too much. There we go. All right. It will be situated in here because it's not... It's a ruin. It's not the biggest place ever. All right. We'll save that. Boom. Hello, Shadow Warden. Thank you, Michaela. Yeah, I like the little map box being up there. I think it's kind of useful. Loads of videos on the channel with Erudi talking about the system, definitely. And you can also go there and chat with all the members of the cast of all the games that are run on Moonskull. There's one on Monday night that features me as one of the many characters. We have a whole bunch of other shows and things coming up, too. It's pretty fun. NDA not required for most content now. Ooh! Good point, Erudi. See, this is why Erudi's around. Not only is he in charge, but he knows things. I just say stuff. He says the right stuff. And then there's Michaela, who keeps us all in line. All right, so we got the Whitewood in here. Erudi, real quick question. Oops, I just highlighted something I didn't want to highlight. In the stuff about Savael, you talk about the kingdom, but also the city where the bad stuff happened. Was the city where he did the horrible, horrible thing, was that part of his kingdom, or is it separate? Because I have two places it could be. It can be up here in the more hilly, lawless area up near the mountains where this ruin is here, this old fortress. That could be where the fortress is, or there's a spot down here on the coast, because you talk about it being a coastal city, where it could be. So you let me know. Click on this and get over here, and we'll get back to there. All right. Hey, it's funny you say speak of the devil, because we're talking about a horrific vampire lord there. So what I'm working on is revamping part of the background lore of the legendary paladin, because originally when I wrote it up, he was born at the tail end of the God Killer War, but now that's like 500 to 700 or whatever years in the past. He's not that old. So I'm revising his story to make sense now. Hello, Chrysanth. Gonna listen in while you work on your hex crawl and see if I like it. Oh, nice. The first horrible thing was the coastal town he originally came from. Okay, so is that part of the kingdom of Villara, or is that not part of the kingdom of Villara? Because I have 2 spots I can put it. I have this whole area down here that's the mouth of the river, or between this area down here, between here, could be where this kingdom was, a small kingdom. Actually, it would go all the way up in the woods. That's why I have the trees different. Because a lot of these kingdoms were part of Agrim, and then when Agrim pulled back, the people just fractured into whatever groups would take them and whatever worked after the war, because horrible things were afoot. So it's easy. I can put Villara down here. I can put Villara up here. We got options. We got options. That's why I'm doing also as I'm filling in a lot of these spaces, because I'm going to be, Fryland is huge. It goes all the way from here all the way to this river, and I'm going to be putting a few more things like some named areas and stuff in here. I'm just working on the ideas at the moment with the writing. All right. Let's see. So if anytime I'm not talking, it's because I'm typing and thinking. But feel free to keep chatting, because I will be checking it every few minutes. Let's see. Deprivation and security marked his childhood. His family were farmers who scratched out a living in the once fertile lands. Near the Whitewood, a haunted forest marked by the God Killer War. He grew strong and disciplined as he helped his father and mother harvest. Alright, against an orc incursion. Eldwin, I'm not sure what you mean. Did I miss something in here? Because there's, in the story, there's the flourishing realm named Villara. And his most infamous act was the fall. Yeah, the fall. And that was the coastal town, right? That was the coastal town? Because that would be this place that now is in just ruins and is nobody goes to if it's the coastal town. And the question is, I guess, was Eldwin in Villara? And if so, like I said, this whole little chunk down here could become Villara. And interestingly enough, I haven't done a version of this map here for myself, but you can do regions in this, which is kind of fun. You can say, I'm going to make a kingdom, and it's going to go from to here, and it's gonna, you know, cut on through behind all this stuff, and like at one point this was the kingdom, something like that. And you can put these things in the map, and you can change the size and the colors and all the bits and pieces of them and move them around and all that stuff. You can even calculate the area of the kingdom and all that stuff. It's kind of crazy. But I'm not gonna put those in there right now because they really get in the way. And I don't have them in another layer. I'll do another layer at some point just for our reference. All right, so this is where the kingdom would have been then, right on the Godland Strait. You know, beautiful place right across, you know, the shores from Agrim and its big ports. So a really beautiful place where horrible things happened. Horrible things. And as Erudi said, not everything is under NDA over there. Most things, in fact. But, all right, so let's get back to writing more about this guy. Last night's stream was hilarious. Part of Alara. Okay, good. All right, the haunted forest marked by the God-Killer War. Your strong discipline to help his father and mother work the land, even taking his father's place. The former of the warriors called to help the allies in the front lines against an orc incursion. Six likes, 13 watchers. Crescent, get the shovel! Oh boy, that game was insane. And I cannot believe that I got killed with the book in my hands after running away from that thing, because I ran away from it, it moved this way, and then it turned and went this way. I kept moving this way. That thing must have just shucked and jived trying to get away from the scroll I put out there. Ran right past me, and then one of the black go to the woods things came right out of the side and just obliterated me. And I was like, I never even saw it. Right at the end, we had all the pages too. So sad. Gotta think of a way to still make this really trying on his father, but not having had him take part in the end of the God-Killer War. It's going to have to be something brutal when they're fighting, but I think it's going to have to be featuring orcs, likely, rather than Soulforged. But the Soulforged can play into it. I just realized I don't have my other document open, so I can't check my lore on the Orc tribe here. Let's get to the Orc tribe. Let's get down to the Orc tribes. Where did they fall in my document? Ah, there's the Orc tribes. All right. It's not the Razor Grass. It is the Black Moon tribe? I'm trying to remember. Okay, it is the Black Moon tribe. All right. Oops. How about I don't close all the, or shut all the documents down? Let's go back here. All right. From the Whitewood. Okay. You fear no shovel? Voice. Let me get into the voice. Let me turn on my voice here and get over here with Erudi. All right, I should be in here, and you should be able to hopefully hear Erudi when he says words.
They're going to be so excited when they hear my voice.
Yay! Is everybody excited that you can hear Erudi's voice?
It's the best voice. Many tell me it's the best voice they ever heard. I don't say that, but they do.
Crescent is already saying, ew, Erudi.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Gino just said all the X's on the map are where Erudi hid the bodies of his Craigslist dates. Wow.
Wow. That took a dark turn. No, I can't say that's accurate.
They're coming out swinging.
I know, man. I barely hopped in for 2 seconds.
Yeah, you do sound like you're in tin can, but I think it's because you're in a car.
I am in a car. So apologies if there's any artifacts or background sound here. But I wanted to clarify because I'm sorry, I'm tired. So no, Valara and Eldwin are actually 2 different places. They're 2 different places.
Okay, so Valara could be the kingdom where he came from originally, but the city that he did the stuff to, the city of Eldwin, could be down on the coast, and he still did it. It's just a place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so without saying too much, Eldwin is where he first realized he could do what later happened at the fort. It was kind of the first time he had realized the vast potential of his latent abilities.
Okay.
And that's how it resulted in what you read. So it's one of his first conquests. So.
Okay, so now the city of Darkhaven is gone and lost, but the fort, the fort, the one that starts with, I can't remember, it starts with an N, I think.
Mm-hmm. Narrows.
The Narrows Keep, yes. That is still in existence in the world, right? It's just a bad place, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can imagine that probably is like future dungeon material with the things that probably linger there after all that. So.
Okay. Yeah, because I was trying to, because I forgot that, I was like, wait a second. I read something different because he did 2 things that were similar, but on different scales and in different ways in different places, and that's where I got confused.
Yeah. So
Eldwin
was where he
did stuff at the keep. Okay.
It was a small coastal town. It was much smaller scale. It was kind of like he first realized and learned that he had that kind of power, and probably didn't even mean to push it that far, and was like satisfied with the unexpected results. And that leads to later him having perfected it and committing the bigger atrocity.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So
it does. All the atrocities. Got it.
Yeah, so this guy's a nasty dude, by the way. Really nasty dude, and I know that Frost said that a few times. Hey, this guy's not cool, but just to give you an idea, this guy's got some, his reputation is so sterling, he has earned quite the list of monikers. The Crimson Monarch, Ruler of the Bloody Throne, Whisperer of Death. Clearly not a good dude.
Not a good person.
So yeah, this guy's pretty awesome. I'm excited about him. He's our first legendary character that we've put out lore for. So if you aren't supporting over on Discord yet, you should, and go check it out. Plus, the whole Pantheon's over there and all sorts of other lore. But I'm really excited about this one. I've been itching to get this some lore out on some of the legendary characters for a while now, and so I finally had one. I was like, okay, I think this is a good one to start with.
I think it's always good to start out with a nice, strong villain. Get something out there that people can. I almost said sink their teeth into. Never mind.
No.
Yeah, that was horrible. It was not intentional, Crescent. It is not a vampire pun.
Oh, too late, Frost. You better look over your shoulder. There's a shovel coming.
Son of a. I'm done for. Oh well. I had a good run.
What?
She gave me 3 facepalm flowers. Oh no.
Oh no, I only get
Uh,
1. That's a pretty high scale. Damn.
Yep. Well, I will back up everything I have in case you never hear from me again. I'll get you all the documents. She's gonna bury me under one of those X's on the map now. Wow.
Yeah, now that I think about it, you committed a pretty big offense. Because it's not just that you did the pun. It's not just that you did the pun, Frost. It's that you caught yourself, realized you were going to do the pun, and then recommitted to it and did it anyways. It was like triple the insult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, Chris Hans is just rolling over laughing here. So, to change the subject away from me getting killed by a shovel, I'm reworking the legendary paladin story because the original one I had given you was before we kind of decided that the God Killer War was like centuries in the past, and I had his father coming back from the war being, broken in mind and spirit from the war. So I'm like, I better fix that. So that's what I'm doing right now. Otherwise, he and his father would be really old.
Really, really damn old, yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't really work with humans. So that's what I'm in the part of doing. But then I'm going to go on to the rogue, the ranger, the fighter, and the witch.
Cool. All right, well, I'm going to leave you to that and let them know where they might end up seeing these characters they're working on here in the near future. But I'll be hopping off.
All right, I will tell them. I'll let them know. So thank you very much. Have fun in your tin can ride.
All right, bye.
Bye. Just remember, everybody, Chrysanthus 5 hours away from all of you. Maybe the father is a lich. She's gonna bury you standing up and then bury a pet above you so they never figure it out. Oh no! No! Wait a second. I see how it goes. I'm pretty terrified now. It's gonna be great. Alright, so I'm swapping all this from him fighting against Grix's hordes to them fighting the Black Moon tribe of the orcs who are living in the Whitewood at this point. If you guys don't know the lore, the Black Moon orcs are the worst, nastiest, evilest, scariest of the orcs because they, once upon a time, were blessed by Grix when he was still around with the gift, rarely, of lycanthropy. So some of the orcs were lycanthropic orcs. They were werewolf orcs. And they used blood magic. So they were horrifying on the battlefield. Luckily, almost never do you see one of them in the modern version of the world. They will be super duper rare. They're legendary. They're just, you don't hear about them. But as it is, the orcs still use blood magic, and they are not very pleasant. And they've taken up residence at this point, as I just, came up with and decided in the Whitewood, because they can, live in all the nooks and crannies there and strike out at people. Because, nobody can get them out of there. All right. Okay, there we go. Got my Mort crows out in the yard to scare her away, or if she's super evil, she will put you in head first. Oh no! Roll 1d6 shovel damage. Dang it! Thought the nugget said burying the wizard is too much effort. And then he said a pun, and now all bets are off. Yeah. Luckily, I'm dead weight. Not. Whatever. Never mind. I can just go limp. Like, one of those 5-year-olds who doesn't want to go on a walk. After she clubs me over the head, she's going to get no help. I'm not going to help her put me in a hole. She's going to have to lift my bulk up figure it out herself. It was not my fault. They're just happening, and I'm not trying to do it. Werewolf orcs that use blood magic sounds super cool. I'm stealing that one from your game. Yeah, in this one, the orcs in this world, the main god was Orin, the god of knowledge, and his consort wife Oriel, the love, beauty, and basically inspiration. They had twins, and those two twins were the two moons in the sky. They were Grix, and they were Kika. Kika is the goddess of trickery and not deception, trickery, and I'm totally forgetting the lore we have here. She's the god of trickery and something else. She's not the nasty part of trickery. Man, my brain is just fried. Grix, on the other hand, the darker twin, is the god of trickery and deceit. So she is kind of the more pleasant side of it. The pleasant side of things, you know, of trickery. I'm going to look myself so I don't forget the words. I like to make sure I look it up so I don't forget what I was doing here. Mischief, yes. So trickery and mischief, and Grix is the god of deception and trickery. So he's more about deception, she's more about mischief. They represent the two moons. Grix eventually becomes super, super duper evil and does horrible things and starts the God Killer War. But since they're the moons, she has sway over all the quote-unquote what you'd call good lycanthropes. Anything you could think of as, you know, a more pleasant lycanthrope. He has domain over all the evil ones because everything he touches and everything he tries, he shortcuts and he messes up and makes everything really hideous and evil and horrible. So all the other lycanthropes that are evil and nasty are under his sway. And so the orcs came to his side, and he corrupted this group specifically and gave them blood magic and the ability to be lycanthropes. Luckily, like I said, they're not around for the most part anymore because thinking about that's horrifying. Foot taller than you, yes. Wait, are you telling me I'm a foot taller, or you're saying somebody else is a foot taller than you? But I am a foot taller than you, yes. No, Levistra, unless I've shrunk lately, I'm 6'2". I may not look like it on camera. I look small down here, but I'm relatively normal sized. And I think I've been eating too much lately because I'm at 227 pounds right now. I was at 218. Like, All right, wrath down upon all judge before the suffering brought on. Okay. All right, we'll do skirmishes. Okay, there we go. I always thought you were short. We're almost the same height. Almost the same height, maybe if you tiptoe. Wizard is only 3 inches taller than you. Boom! Alright. Ah, there we go. That word. I was like, why is that word not showing up properly? There we go. Alright, let's see. Heady at having the power of his god at his disposal, Erudi brought his wrath. Erudi. This is the name of this character. I know this is not something I came up with. This is something that other people came up with. But I make it all the lore. Just like I didn't come up with a name for you know, some other characters that you may know eventually. That reminds me of what Erudi did mention, is these characters that I'm working on the legendary lore for their backgrounds of all these different characters are the ones I'm featuring in the serialized short story that I'm also writing that we will be putting on Discord that people will be able to buy the installments. So right now what I'm doing is going back to the lore of these characters and writing it up. So when somebody goes into the book and says, hey, I might make a cleric, we will have a legendary cleric there written up with a backstory, art, their characteristics, and how their character works that will be featured basically as the running version of a cleric. If you look for anything in the book for a cleric, you'll find this cleric. If you look for anything for a druid in the book, you'll always find this druid. That picture of that character will be there. Their lore will be throughout the stories and the books and adventures and stuff. So these characters will be seen all over the place. They'll bring you kind of into the lore, into the world, into the system, all kind of like at little touch points that you can relate to. Ooh, stories. I'm very interested. Yes, I have, let's see here. Now that I'm talking about that. The first... Okay, why? I'm opening too many documents? Is that what it's telling me here? No, it just wouldn't open the document. That's weird. I only have 9 Word documents open. I should be fine. This one is about 9 pages long right now. This first installment of the first part of it is a 9-page segment, I believe, something like that. So I've got that first. I think it's the first installment. I think that's where I'll end the first one. I don't know how soon I'm going to get it edited and how soon we're going to be putting it up, or how many we want to have done, because it would suck for me to put out the first one and really I put it up and then me not have any time to write another one for weeks, because then it would kind of hurt. So I think I want to get a few of them going and then we can start working on them. But I don't know. We'll see what Erudi thinks. I can't read. Will you be offering a picture book or audio book? Pop-up books will be available. Oh, nice. Yes, and they're just, every time you turn a page, it says bonk, and there's a small flower there with a big shovel. And when she says pop-up book, they are spring-loaded. You will get hit. All right. Joining Xander's order in the mission to restore law and order. I'm going back to this character here real quick. Fervor catapulted him through the ranks and he was soon selected to be a paladin. Okay. Bringing justice to the Soul Forge, who had been driven from the Whitewood by the occupying orcs. Wandered the lands, aiding others, adjudicating disputes, and bringing the light of Xander to the darkest corners of post. Yeah, we're gonna have to change that. Okay, this is also good. Because we're gonna constrict his movements to the Godlands, not all of Erudia. Without his divine powers, he began to doubt and despair that he would ever make amends with his god when he was called to help rule in a dispute between humans and a group of Soulforged. Despite his previous prejudices, he was able to see that the humans were using that bias to try and take advantage of the constructs. Knowing it would endanger him, he still ruled in their favor over the protestations of the locals and was run out of town, beaten nearly to death. Alright, so I have to do one thing quickly here. Alright, Paladin of Xander, the god of justice. Has to become one. Haunted forest marked by the god of Chile war. He was strong and disciplined as he helped his father work the land, even taking his father's place as a foreman when the warriors called to help the allies in the front lines against the orc incursion. There we go. Something in that sentence was calling out to me that it was wrong, and that's what it was. My text-to-speech just said there's going to be a pop-up book. Unless you're lying to me in my simple mind, I will be very excited. Wow, nice for JJ. Very nice. All right, let's capitalize that so I don't forget it. Okay, let's see. Weighted in daily. Okay. You begin to doubt and despair that he would ever make amends with his god when he was called to help rule in a dispute between humans and the Soulforge. Okay, this brings it back. See that humans were using that bias to try and take advantage of the constructs, knowing it would endanger him. He still ruled in their favor over the protestation of locals run out of town, nearly beaten to death. Okay. So the good thing about this is I wanted to bring this back to him working in the caustic strand because he has darker skin, like the people who live along the strand. A lot of them are more, they have a little more olive skin. He has darker skin than that even. When they work in these pools to collect all the minerals along the whole caustic strand, it bleaches your skin. So their skin is all mottled and bleached because of all the stuff that they have all the time in their hands, and you can't really wear a lot of protective gear because it just eats through everything anyway. They just deal with it, and they just do it because the gear is too expensive to replace, and so the people just deal with the fact that it kind of bleaches their skin down. And anyone who's ever worked for any amount of time, like around a year or so in these pools, has their feet up into their calves probably bleached, up into their, you know, the center of their arms. So you can see a lot of people on the strand, you'll see them with their somewhat bleached skin. All right. Okay. How would I put that word? There we go. All right, so... And he was beaten to death, but then he was nursed back to health. He rededicated his life to following his God's path, following to realize. Okay, okay, good. Okay, good. So, there's the truncated version of that one. So, look at that. We got back to that guy. We started on him. All right, we're going to pop this one up. Let's see here. And this one we have nothing written in. I'm opening the wrong one too. There he is. Let's get back in here and let's choose that one. All right. Look, there's almost nothing written because I have to go back to the story and find out some stuff. What was the name of this group? Let's see. We get back to the story here. Where is he at? A healthy fear for the divine, irreverent fear that while some feel is distancing, ideals will feel is properly respectful, not to mention safe. Okay. And we'll throw that into here. All right, so we got his name. I wanted to get his full name because I have it over here. In fact, I'm going to move this document over here. We'll just do this. Famous for their meaderies. I like how meaderies isn't a real word, but I keep using it. All right. And this rogue that I'm writing up right now is the one that is being worked on for the cover of... Oh, it's not in here. I gotta go find it again. The cover of the book. All right, I know Erudi sent it to me. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, that's there. There we go. And I will... I'm just gonna take a little shot of this guy. All right, we're going to save this as a folder here. We'll just call it pick. That'll be easy to find, right? And if you have watched any of the art streams, let's make an image here and put it on the screen. We're gonna make it invisible just until I find it, so I don't put the wrong image up and have everybody yelling at me that I put the wrong thing up. Because we all know Crescent, she wants me to do stuff right. Alright, so we're gonna save this really quickly. Alright, we're gonna make this larger. And we're gonna put it, should be on top of everything. Alright, so this is a little snippet of the piece of art that is out there. And you can see this little, and it's blurry on purpose because, well, you don't want to see the full everything. This is the work in progress that Effie's doing. And this little guy here, this little dwarf who looks really excited, holding a little bomb in his hand, is the person I'm working on at the moment. He's, yeah, he's a character. Let's just say that. You got more calls today in the last 3 months combined. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Chicken and vegetables with rice bake is almost done. I'm starving. Oh man, that sounds really good. The corrosive nature of the chemicals, would that dissolve hair? Basically, it doesn't necessarily dissolve the hair as much as loosens the, takes the skin down and probably lets the little hairs fall out, so they probably have somewhat unhaired hands. You mean moss. Zoom zoom. Wow. Wow. Bam, I'm gonna throw a bee over there. It's sort of, well, okay, he's not quite moss. He's a dwarf, not just a short ginger guy. Why did that not keep my setting there? There we go. see, how do I want to put this? Can't say living in the shadow. I would say living in... It's Sevi! I live in the shadows! Yeah, I always do. That's perfect. In case person in Chrysanthemum statue would benefit from working in the corrosive, no harm to shave their legs and smooth skin from rest chemical bureaus. There you go. Yes, this is technically right now the official map because this is what I'm making because I needed something to reference everything. So I'm making one up. We'll get a real artist to do it, but I'm using a program to make the map. This is only part of the world. This is just mostly the Godlands, which stretches all the way from the Sapphire Sands, which is... Now I can actually change this name, now that I think about it. I can... Hello? 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 Why is this not letting me set it? There we go. I should be able to let's me move it. Why can't I grab this? There we go. Because now it's called the Azure Kingdom. Oh, capital H doesn't really help. We have renamed it the Azure Kingdom. It's still the desert of the Sapphire Sands is there. But it stretches all the way from the Azure Kingdom all the way to Lost Thalassia, which just obliterated in the war, down into the ocean, and down into this lovely little place here, underneath this, where there's an island embroiled in the storm that has never gone away. And so yeah, this is the Godlands. And this is where most of the gods walked amongst their people before they left after the God Killer War. And I'm currently working on a story of a person who lived right over... Oh, wait, no, he didn't live over there. That's the last person. The next person lives right up in these hills up here above Senna's Fall. A young dwarf rogue. And, yeah. And one of the characters that's in the story is the world a globe. This is not a flat earth. This is a globe. I could pull up the rest of the map. It's really just rough stuff in a completely different setup. But there are continents to the south, and there's another continent over here with all the tectonic plates and everything that I had done. That really, I worked out the tectonic plates, the equator, the trade winds, all those things. But where am I looking here? Why can I not see it in there? I'm looking into the folder and, oh, that's right, I moved it. That's because I'm SMRT. That spells smart, I think. And it would be in here, in this folder. Okay, well this one doesn't show... Oh, this is the old rough one. Yeah, this one is the template master. This shows the tectonic plates, but it doesn't show the rest of everything. Yeah. So there's a large kingdom or a large continent off to the left. There's one off to the right. There's some massive island chains down to the south, and then there's a large piece of island that forms the southern cap of the world. So this is basically, if you were to look at this map, I'll pull it up a little closer here. Where the Umbral Atoll is, somewhere right around this line down here is where the equator is. So straight across from where the mile marker is, if you kind of cut the world there, that's around where the equator is. So everything up here is in more temperate zones that you'd recognize for like most fantasy worlds that are set in like a European setting. All right, back to the story. All right, I'm gonna find. Let's see. There's that part. Where is my other? I have too many documents open. There he is. Boom. You want a coloring book? A coloring book? Oh man. A pop-up book would still be fun. Hide the character we made of her. Don't let her see. Nice. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Very scary. Nothing to show you. I mean, you can see the close-up I put in of Effie's picture with characters in here and doing stuff, but you know. No, you're not the ginger dwarf. You could be. Sevi, did Erudi share the first 9 pages of the short story with you that I was working on, the serialized short story? I'm just curious. See, now I'm going to get him in trouble if he didn't. No, he didn't. For later consideration list. Short story, not yet. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm working on the legendary the rogue right now. I'm working on his backstory. He's pretty fun because he lives with the gold. Or he came from the Goldbeard clan of dwarves, and the reason that they're called the Goldbeard clan, or they've called themselves the Goldbeard clan, is not because they all have gold beards, though a lot of them do. It's because they first and foremost are they deal in honey, the bees, the cave bees, and meaderies, and that's the drinking mead. Your beard is full of mead, the gold beard. And yeah, they are heavy drinkers and heavy purveyors of mead across the Godlands. And they're the ones, when we talked about the Godlands, who have the cool, and I should see if I can do some AI ideas or draw something up myself of the cool squat dwarven towers that are out there that are six-sided, that have the cool shapes to them that house their massive bee operations, where they have connections to the meaderies. Because I think those are going to be a lot of fun to look at. Those would be cool to see. Justin Companion, okay. Maya's going to be our which iconic legendary character? Massive bee, one singular massive bee. No! So sticky and gross. Well, mead is not too bad. Mead is not too bad. It's not like they're Pooh Bear eating honey out of a honey pot. They just, these plump dwarves saying, oh dear, oh bother. No, not that. No. They make mead, and they drink a lot of mead. And if you can get a hold of the god killer bees, well, you can make quite the mead. There you go. Horrible beard pun? Wait, why? Because it's the gold beards? What? There has to be one dwarf that's like that? Maya's colorless spell book will be the coloring book. Weirwood spell sapped all the color out, and you have to help her restore it. I like it. We have to make sure that she doesn't have a shadow in any of the pictures, though. Alright, let's see. I gotta take that line out to move this around. And you'll be happy to know, Tomix especially, this dwarf, this rogue of a dwarf who loves, as you saw in the picture, loves explosives, has that gleeful look on his face. His name is Piotr. Alright, so let's see. Famous for the meaderies near Sentis Falls. What other various mines in the area? Let's see. I gotta make sure I say cave beekeeping. Cave bee and okay, and meaderies near Sentis Falls, as well as there are various mines in the area. We'll say gods other than Vulcan. Not generally shared. Shared by... Not shared by their fellows. We'll just say that. We'll leave it unspoken. Piotr, exactly. That's exactly how I spelled it, Tomix. His father's name is Gorka. He's a fun guy. He is entertaining. Okay, we'll save that one there. And there we go. Oops, what did... Okay, deny. Deny. The pop-up book will be Mort themed. Oh, no. I thought it was all just going to be shovels. But I guess not. All right. The sentence just feels weird to me. The Goldbeard dwarves built with healthy respect for gods other than Vulcan, not generally shared by their fellows. Yeah, I can leave that sentence like that. I'll come back to it. We'll do, in the second edit, I'll see if I want to bring another thought back into it. Living in close proximity to where... Oh, there we go. Where Senna goddess of change herself. good word for that. Corruption. Okay. His father's a mushroom. Father's a mushroom? What? Thought his mother was a hamster. His father smelled of elderberries. Well, it's probably just mead. Mother rides a vacuum cleaner. If you clean a vacuum cleaner, does that make you a vacuum cleaner cleaner? Oh my gosh. Really, Tomix? Answer the question. Don't wanna. Nice. Yes, and if you use another vacuum to clean the first one, you're a vacuum cleaner vacuum cleaner. What? Wow. Speaking of people throwing bombs into rooms, Tomix, everyone. Good job. Living in close proximity to where Senna, the goddess of change herself, fell to the surface of Erudi as a powerful reminder that even the gods, it is not plural, and it's not possessive, not immune to corruption, anger, jealousy, and blind ambition. Very tends to cause. All living. We'll see the inhabitants. Yeah. Right here. Okay, we'll say around the impact site. Tends to cause the inhabitants to have a healthy respect for their own ambitions. This trade here tends to be fair, even-handed, and just. Okay, that's good. What did I call that place? Did I keep that pulled up? No, I didn't pull up yet. Another. All right, here goes my 11th document open. Maybe 12th, now that I think about it. Notable locations. All right, let's get this one up here. The Caustic Strand. No, we don't want to go there. We need to go to Senna's Fall. I had another name in here. I'm trying to re-find. That's a legendary cleric, and she's going to be from the Goldbeard clan. Godkiller Bee Honey. Okay, there we go. Got it. Put that there. Okay. No. Oh my gosh, you people. You people in your vacuums. I'm sorry for you, Chrysanth. I'm sorry for you. Run! Save yourself. I'll turn the lantern on him just like I did last night. I'll try and save everybody. Run! What did I call this in the story, though? I changed the name of this. I think I called it something else. It was... Where was it? Fire Sand. There we go. So his efforts to get the Goldbeard dwarves to innovate like the more removed clansmen would. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I missed a whole bunch of chat here. Okay, wow. Hello, Scott Hotfoot. Scrap Hermit just adding fuel to the fire. Yay, gas fight. Woohoo! He called it would-be jungle that has wizardly experiments and bizarre hybrid creatures is totally not chult. Huh? Oh, okay, wait, I missed. Yes, yes, yes. The would-be jungle, wizardly experience with bizarre hybrid creatures. I remember you telling me about, was it a jungle? I don't remember if it was a jungle. I have the entire island, the Umbral Atoll, that is kind of like an island removed, the one that's inside the hurricane that Thalasia put there, because that's where the Soul Forge were originally made, on that island, and she blocked it. There's a keeper's place there. There's like dinosaur creatures. There's everything in the jungles. Nobody can get there, and it's. I have the entire thing written up at some point. I can give you that if that's what you're thinking about. If you're not thinking about that, there is a place that I'm working on that I wrote up all the stuff for down here. This peninsula. This is Kiru, where all the barbarians live, but the lower areas down here near the equator, this has lots of those bamboo forests and jungles and all that stuff, but it's totally a barbaric, crazy place. But if not, you know, there could be any number of islands and places out here. But the Umbral Atoll, that is the that's the one place I know of that has the jungle stuff. Sorry, I missed that while I was writing. Make a place called Furry Forest. No! No Noels. No Yub Nub. No! Wow. Wow. The chat. It's gone off the rails, but that's not surprising. You nutty people, you. Yeah, so, about that, Erudi. There's spots, there's places it could go. Yup. Yup. But I only wrote up the lore for the Umbral Atoll and the stuff in Kiru. What rails? There is no train. Oh, good point. Where we're going, we don't need rails. Frightening. Frightening to think about, isn't it? Alright. Let's see. Industry prospered around the Red Canyons. The land is rich with iron and other mineable minerals. Pewters. And other minerable materials. Pewter's father was a miner, as had been his father before, using conventional methods to retrieve the bounty of the earth. Theodore, however, loved working with fire sand, a volatile substance usually reserved for only the most stubborn deposits. Innovate like your remove clansmen. Let's see, to the north. We're always met with calm voices explaining that the sacred hills required a gentler touch. Okay, so this leads him to other places. For his simple mining. And even stump removal. Okay. What I'm doing here is I'm writing this guy up because he loves working with fire sand. He has these fire sand bombs. It's something that the dwarves in the north use when they're mining really stubborn deposits. They use this in packed formations to break things and do stuff, but it's incredibly volatile. It's dangerous, and not everybody knows how to use it. He thinks they should use it where he was living, but those dwarves are a little more calm. they realize that the area around Senna's Fall is much more holy because it is where the goddess fell to the earth, and they're trying to respect it. And he's like, "Pah!" and he leaves. But then he's overzealously basically selling his ideas to everybody because he's just a rogue. He's like, "I want to do this stuff." And he goes to, mining encampments. Is like, "I can help you." Collapses a mine. He goes over to another place. "We're going to dig a canal." Destroys, the water goes off and breaks the water table. Removing stumps, destroying things because he's overzealous all the time when he does it. And he finally gets himself imprisoned and then conscripted into what basically is like not a foreign legion, but a conscripted service where he has to put out a little bit of a sentence. But he's put into a fight against orcs where he finally gets to do what he loves to do. And that is blowing up things. And hearing orcs scream while he's blowing them up, even better. Even better, he's going to have broken an ancient bridge in Fryland, one of the Agrian bridges that everyone used across the river. That's what he did. So his subsequent arrest and sentencing to conscription to the Fryland Mountain Corps were what truly set his skills free. He's going to be fun. I'm writing him up. He is going to jail. He did, technically, he went to jail for a very short amount of time. Yeah. Velociraptor? No. Okay. Wait, I missed something. Where B? Okay. Doesn't have to be a jungle. I have to experimental creature. The Velociraptor stuff that results in powerful wizard tries to play God. Yeah, and that could be in a bunch of different places. I did have a really cold place, but that's going to be where the Dark Elves have their little their fortress way in the north, and that is separate. But we have a lot of places to call from. Now, it depends. Is it supposed to be isolated enough that you wouldn't want to go there? Like it would be like Isla, what is it, Nubla? Like this is the a mini version of the Umbral Atoll where it's an island where you don't want to go there. But if you do, but the idea is the Umbral Atoll, it's big. It's a big island, and it can have any of this stuff on it because if I go back to... I have so many things open right now. It's just crazy. Let's change this one over to notable locations. That one, yeah, we'll put that one on there. All right, so if I go way down here at the end of the notable locations here, go past that, the Umbral Atoll. This thing is huge, and I wrote up tons of stuff, and we got so many things from that brainstorming. I think I did it over 2 sessions. There's the massive island here that is huge. It has a whole bunch of other little islands with it too, and you know, it well, that didn't work because it zoomed me in too far. It's fun, but anyway, it's, you know, this thing is like 60 miles just for half of it. It's 100 miles across. It's a big place. We've got barbarians. We've got the descendants from shipwrecked islands. This is where Grix found the secret of the God Killer weapon eventually, which is why Thalassa put the storm around it. There's the ruins of the original Soulforge people are there. I have the Bullywug Islanders. And their little floating cities. Oh my gosh, I forgot about some of this stuff. The Bullywugs have their little floating city that floats around the island with a trade wind current, and they basically just float around, and whenever you fight, if you get out to it, you can trade with them, because they're the only source of alcohol on the islands, because they're the ones who know how to make it underwater. Geothermal powers from the other lost civilization are there. The barbarians don't know anything about this. There's monkey men, massive waterfalls, the huge army fire ants that we talked about. They're just massive. A big black volcanic ice, or a black volcanic glass iceberg, and it's trailing little bits that circles the island, caught in that same trade wind that the other ones float around on, or the other little bullywugs go on. Yeah, we had all that stuff, and we had... The other thing I put on here was something I had a question for you, and I'm just going to ask it. It was a blue dragon, and I think a white dragon. I think I had them, a mated dragon couple that lived on the island, just to see if that worked out. But yeah, this whole place has tons of stuff, and it would be a perfect ground for that kind of stuff, because it's huge. It could work. Experiment too far, were overran by their own creations. Now they place this team with bizarre monsters in old laboratories. Yeah, and honestly, it could be... It doesn't have to be the main island. It could be that little island that's off to the side, though that's where the one of the other notes I had was maybe the main thing is the Keeper's Vault was there, but it could be somewhere else, yeah. Clackety-clack keyboard. Yeah, clackety-clack, I know. Alright, so... Alright, think it's separate. A good rogue would... Well, I didn't say he was a good rogue. He's a rogue. I like how you keep saying rouge, though. That's very nice. Why does it look like butt cheeks? Everything looks like butt cheeks to you, Tomix. Wow. Wow! Alright, Erudi sent me stuff. He sent me stuff. Nice. Now, here's the thing, Erudi. That whole thing, that could totally still be down here in Kiru, because this is the rain wall. This is the thing that separates the two. So, you know, desert on one side, really wet and rainy on the other, as you can see with all the rivers. So, desert that leads up into the Azure Kingdom. But then down here, this is where all the barbarian tribes wage war. They have, you know, silk harvesting and all that fun stuff, mixing some island and eastern kingdoms together, along with this just being barbarians. And they don't... This land didn't partake in the God Killer War. They refused all the gods entreaties and threats to join. They focused on fighting one another because they are a land of barbarians. And this would be a great place for that stuff to have happened, because this whole area, it's huge. Total area that could be still down like in these southern areas where it's wide and there's no cities, could just be wild lands where if you go down there, you're going to run into those things. The velociraptors and all this stuff that the wizards made could totally work. And yes, the thing that you called them, I won't use the part you have in quotes, but yes, those could be there. Rouges aren't in Legend Seeker? There are things that absolutely never look like butt cheeks. Okay. Not to Tomix. Not to Tomix. See, there you go. It's all Tomix's fault. Anyway, Back to Piotr. The good thing is I can think of many things at once. So I've got the Kiru thing in my head. I've got this thing going on. I've got the story working on for the other person who's right after this. But I also just had another thought. So I just put that note over here. Look at that image. Tell me it doesn't look like a god just butt slammed that island. It does not look like a god just butt slammed that island. You people. All right. Irrigation, canal creation, even stump removal. These exploits finally ended in the collapse. By the way, if you guys have not followed the channel, please do. We do this every Tuesday, Thursday here, and it's a fun old time. We have quite a lively group. I love it. Yeah, throw suggestions out, but make sure you like and comment on the stream, please. After we get done in YouTube, you'll have to wait around for a minute or so after I finish to comment, but please do. And if you have not joined over at the Discord, please do that as well. We're all over there. You can chat with us. You can make fun of us. You can see behind the scenes with what we're doing on everything on a daily basis. You can chat with the people of all the other streams that are on here. And occasionally you'll see a meme or two once in a while. See, the fun thing about Piotr here, he's forced to serve this 12-month stint in the Mountain Corps, and he's just like, yeah, I'll do it, whatever. And he gets up there, and he's just thinking, okay, as soon as they turn their back on me and let me go, I'm out of here. But then he finds that he can really, like, sink his teeth into killing the orcs and blowing things up, because nobody cares about anything up above the north wall where the orcs are, because everything is dangerous. As long as they don't destroy the towers that the dwarves have as their defenses, he can just blow anything up he wants. And the fun thing is, he's going to get to hang out with the Thunderaxe clan. I gotta put this in the right thing. would they be called? Orcas, Marauders. We'll go with Marauders. Okay, there we go. I'm having fun with Piotr. All right, let's see what people are saying while I was doing that. Don't just do this to me. You can't see us. Don't think too hard. Don't think too hard. Yes, exactly, JJ. Don't think too hard. Don't do this to me. I can't unsee it now. And hello, JJ. You must spread the suffering. Lively. So insulting to our zombie undead viewers. Well, if they can get up the, I guess, energy to yell at me or something, good for them. If they can't, then forget them. Yes, please hit that like button. For every like, I get to take a breath. So now I have it. Basically, he was forced to serve the stint. I'm not going to read it all out. But he was sent north of the mountains to the Thunder Axe clan and the Freilander contingent against the Orc hordes. He planned to escape as soon as dwarvenly possible, but the outpost was attacked while his group was still in the process of dismounting. He was spurred on by the insane tactics of the Thunder Axe warriors, who are the crazy barbarian dwarves. He soon found himself lobbing fire sand bombs at the Orcus marauders with glee. In the aftermath of the battle, he was paraded around as a hero, even by some of the dwarves whose beards he'd singed with his pyrotechnics. He happily served the remainder of his sentence, always improving explosives, always volunteering to sneak out in the dead of night to set traps in the Orc camps, returning in the morning to watch with the others as small explosions went off in the distance in a carefully choreographed show of his prowess. I can just picture him, being let back in when the dawn sun is, just breaching over the edge of the mountains, running up to the parapets with the other dwarves to just sit there and watch and have him go in the distance. He sounds fun. I like him. And he's a little crazy. Only 17 breaths for a full multi-hour stream. Yeah, the wizard should have joined the Navy SEALs at long capacity and not passed out while speaking during it. Yeah, yeah. Don't read the Pokemon leaks. I say you make him color code his bombs. The most powerful ones have magnesium and so they explode pink. Having him color code the explosions sounds very interesting. I don't know about pink though. I think actually he might have to mark something on the side of the bombs. so people know what's going on with them. But I like the idea of color coding. Oh, I should look and see what time it is here. I got about 13 minutes left. He served the remainder of his sentence, always improving the explosive. Okay, so the other thing I'm putting in here is he left a legacy of pyrotechnic prowess with the Thunder Axe clan, though it's rumored they lost an entire mile fort due to faulty handling or overzealous applications by his less trained apprentices. The legacy of Pyotr, son of Gorka. Fire sand enthusiast. Enthusiasm. Okay. Magnesium explodes pink, confirming that iron is green, I think. I don't know. I know magnesium is bright when it burns. Copper burns green. Pink flames are just up. Okay. Copper's green. It's been a while since I did a flame test on materials. Okay. Sodium is yellow. I remember that much. Yeah, sodium lights. They kind of have that orange-yellow glow. How does magnesium burn? Hey, Dave. What does the fox say? Make his explosive red ochre. Salmon! There's salmon-colored explosions. Unless you mean exploding salmon. I don't know. I don't think we can do that. I'm not sure that works out for us. How do magnets work? Just tell me. Alright, we're going to leave that as the legendary road right now. That is his legacy. We'll see if we can put some more little bits and pieces in there. He hasn't returned home since then, but he's going to be part of the big story. All right, I don't have time to probably do another one, but we've gotten two. Well, we got one written from scratch. We got one rewritten, and I got some notes on another one. I was going to do the witch next, but I'm going to not start on her yet because now I have like 10 minutes left. I could bring some stuff over from the document. And the legendary fighter and the legendary ranger, I am making cousins of one another, both from Fraudland. And the cleric is probably originally I had created him as a cleric of Mordecai, the rough idea, but now I'm trying to decide if it's going to be a she, and she's going to be from Agrium. Because I want somebody from that island kingdom, the once great empire. There was a Muppet that threw boomerang fish. You throw the fish away. You meant salmon the color. I know you did, but still. Water burns things, it doesn't burn itself. Very nice. Very nice. I like it. Alright, we're going to have Mai born, the witch. She's going to have been born under the darkened skies of a rare double eclipse when both Grix and Kika's moons blotted out the light of the sun. Magnesium burns bright silver. I believe. Unless I'm thinking of the other thing. Yeah. Let's see. I might be thinking of phosphorus, white phosphorus. It says a bright white flame. Okay, so I'm thinking of the right thing. Doot. Burning or molten magnesium metal reacts violently with water. The bright white light produced by burning magnesium contains ultraviolet light that can permanently damage your eyes. My eyes! Good thing I didn't look straight at it when I was a kid. Nope. Oh, you just checked this bright white. I could have just waited for you to check. What was I thinking? Phosphorus does also burn bright white. Okay, got it. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun to have some stuff going on with his bombs of different types. That'll be entertaining. The thing is, his bombs aren't going to be all like huge, you know, like the size of a little apple. I think some of them are going to be small too, because the materials you have to have for those, a lot of them also are probably going to be like little like hacky sack type things for some of them, because it's not the confined explosion, it's the fire that starts after it, or the smoke it releases. But the damaging ones are going to definitely have to be in a hard case of some sort. But that limits his availability, so he's going to have a lot of things available to make those. So otherwise, he'll be out of them real quick, and not everybody can make them. So we'll just have to be clever about how he does it. He is a very innovative, good scrounger too, though. So he can probably MacGyver a lot of stuff together. I did look at it! Fireworks for the kiddies. Here you go! Why is the apple stem burning? Oh yeah, don't hold on to that. Throw it in the weeds. You just hear little rabbits go flying or something out of a rabbit hole. I'm not saying he has bad luck, but he may not have the best luck ever. The poor rabbits. Squee! You did have a history teacher in high school pulled the pin on a grenade and threw it at me. Nice! If I had my stuff from my work desk, it's all packed over there, I have 3 grenades they're basically for training purposes, for throwing. They have the little blue hammer on them. You can pull the pins out, pop them open, and you open them up. They've all been blown up. The explosive core in the center has already been blown up and fired, so you can see it's all bent. And the bottoms have been hollowed out, so there's no powder in them. But they're a pineapple grenade, a round grenade, and a little kind of squashed egg-shaped grenade. Those were my paperweights on my desk at work, and people love playing with those things all the time. Right. Okay, I can move that one aside. Boop, 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 boop. So, I could... Yeah, I'll think about putting that down there. And then I have to name some stuff in here. Can't confirm or deny. We had one of my history teachers. I had two history teachers in high school. One of them taught law and European history. The other one taught American history. The one who taught us law had us go to the state crime lab for our senior trip project thing for the class. And we went there, and they were showing us improvised weapons and how things, people in prison made guns out of stuff and all these cool things. We're in this other room. We're standing around there. They're showing us some displays and stuff. My teacher's just leaning on a file cabinet. He's just standing there in this room. He just kind of looks over casually, and he opens up this file. And I've never really, at that point in my life, seen an adult's face just go white. Literally the blood drained out of his face, and he just let it go down, and he just was looking down. And the guy who was standing in there giving us a tour, he looked over and he goes, "Oh, God, no, you don't look at that file." Oh, God. It was crime scene photos from a murder that had happened at some point, not in the not distant past. It was like really a new case or something that they had. And it was evidently horribly graphic because I think a person had been, like, eviscerated horrifically, and my teacher was just like, the whole rest of the time he's just standing there like, it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, and I thought to myself, wow, for one thing, why the hell was that sitting on top of a file cabinet? For the other thing, I was like, what did he see? That's all he said. He said the person had been eviscerated. That's all he would tell us. I was like, yeah, it was bad. So yeah, that was fun. State Crime Lab, everyone. Control your files, people. All right, so I am going to save all these documents so I have them all saved. Saving. All right, so I did a science exhibit, made a box with a switch that changed the coil, or charged the coil, and when you would set it down, the magnetic field would drop and give the person a shock. 9-volt battery inside. Oh, man! In our high school, one of our chemistry teachers made a lycopodium cannon, and it was basically a box that would shoot the lycopodium stuff into a little flame, but they changed it up and they made one out of a fire extinguisher with lycopodium powder inside and did a demonstration out in the parking lot. Lycopodium powder, if you don't know, is incredibly flammable. And you shoot it out of a jet with the nozzle at a rate with compressed air behind it, it becomes like a little flamethrower. That was pretty impressive as a high school student at a little school. Then we found out that flour was the same way. Not quite as flammable, but flour is quite flammable if you throw it into a flame. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's the benefit of having a very small high school. They got to do all kinds of interesting things that we probably could never do nowadays. Anyway, I'm at the end of my time here. Calvino, I caught my arm on this thing. You can't jump on my lap. No, buddy, you got yourself caught on my headphone cable. Okay, wait. Nope, there you go. And then he just walks off. Okay, well, you almost got to see Calvino. He almost got on my lap. Where have you been? Silence? He's just blinking at me. It's not my fault you jumped out of my cable. At least he didn't knock the roadcaster off. Anyway, Ralph, with that, I have been Frost. This is Frost Written. And it's just a barrel of laughs all the time because all kinds of weird things happen. I can't have a normal life. I have cats. So, this has been me working on the lore for Erudi's Legend Seeker TTRPG. You'll find us here Mondays and Tuesdays, 5 to 7, doing the same thing. Come find us over in the Discord. And like and comment, please. Like and comment. And I will talk to you all later, and I'll see you back here on Thursday. Please like and comment. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to end the stream before Calvino does something crazy again. And, yeah, I'll talk to you all later.